superhumans. I'm Sally, and we are going into WooVille with Alex Ferrari and his show, Next Level Soul. And he's interviewing polymath Robert Edward Grant. Now, this is extremely interesting video, and I'm going to be doing more excerpts of this video to talk about many things in WooVille, so stay tuned for that in future videos. But for now, the link will be left for you in the description box below so you can watch the entire thing. Stay with me till the end because I'm going to blow your socks off with this. So here we go. Without further ado, we're going to be talking about how malleable space and time is and what the polymath has to say about it. And then at the end, I'll share with you that will blow your mind. Here we go. Let's roll that video.
Stories about things out. There's a photograph that someone sent me that kind of freaked me out. And it was sent to me 2 years ago. And it was by a photographer named Nagel. And Nagel was pretty well known in the late 19th century. And he has this photograph of a man that he calls the man with the moon hair, right? So it's got moon-shaped hair. Did I send you the picture, right?
Yeah, you did send it to me.
Yes. Moon-shaped hair. And people are like, bro. And it's like gray hair. And they're looking at his face and they're like,
it's you.
It's your face.
Yeah, it was.
Like, are you traveling through time? And I looked at it and I'm like, I mean, seriously? It's my freaking face. And this is a famous photograph from 1895. So I don't even know yet because I haven't yet traveled to that timeline, much less in my same exact face. I mean, come on. So yeah, I have a strange hairdo, but it's almost as if all of time becomes malleable at a certain stage.
Yes. Yeah. That's what the avatars say.
And we can step into the consciousness of all of that. And along the way, we can actually learn and interpolate all the science. So all of the higher level science that moves beyond materiality in the realization that the universe is mental.
Right.
And that all of it has been chosen by our higher selves.
All right, so I'm going to leave it there for now. So as promised, I am going to show you something a little bit surprising. And here it is. Here is the photograph juxtaposed next to a screenshot of that video. This is the photograph he's referencing that was taken in 1895. It is strikingly similar if you look at it. The moon hair man definitely is a younger man in that. But what is so surprising, and I think the bigger takeaway in all of this, is that our universe is not at all what we thought it was. It's actually quite mental. The science behind what he's talking about supports this, and it really ties into a lot of what I've been trying to say. Timelines and the DNA strands, et cetera, et cetera. And in future videos, I'm going to deep dive a little bit further into the DNA strands. And in fact, I believe it's going to be in this video excerpt that I'll do later, that he actually talks about how the strands of DNA acts as antenna. And so everything that we have ever been, ever were, anybody who ever was, is actually encoded in the DNA. And I actually hypothesize about this in prior videos where I'm talking about the DNA activation. If you have not listened to my iHeartRadio interviews about the DNA activation, I encourage you to run back through my playlist and find it. I am being interviewed by Kara Goodwin. We talk about the DNA activation and how what I was saying, that each DNA strand is actually tuned to a certain frequency and it holds everything that ever was. So essentially the Akashic records, most of us in the WooVille think that that's out there in some ether, but I'm actually finding that all the Akashic record information is actually stored within our own bodies, each and every one of us. And that is what the DNA strands are actually holding. So there's really no junk DNA. And so we're going to talk more about that. But what he's talking here is actually a little bit more tangible in that the universe is mental. And I got it a little dinged up in a comment in one of my videos where, I was saying you can be the superhuman you want to be. You can ignite your own superpowers. You can have the life of your desires. I stand by that. I die on that hill. But the disconnection, this misunderstanding that is pervasive with a lot of us, including myself for a lot of years, is that there are things in life that we cannot control. And so RG Spina is like, wait a minute, hold my beer. Let me show you how you can control everything. So, for example, you may not like, let's just go there, the political environment that you're in. And you might be getting very fearful, very worried, whatever side of the spectrum you fall on. But my challenge to you is create the world you want. That world that you desire does come from within you. That is where the creation point is. When you have that creation point, when you have that understanding, and if you trust in how the operations of the universe is actually working, meaning you have to go into quantum physics and go into the quantum foam theory or the multiverse theory to really kind of place that in your mind's eye or picture for yourself. But every decision that we make has ripples effect in time for ourselves, for our own perception. And from our own perception, anything that we change within ourselves ripples out to the future, but it also ripples out to the past. Many people are asking, so what is the Mandela effect? Is somebody like in CERN messing around with the time sequence? Well, maybe. But what I'm finding as a QHHT practitioner is that any time we heal something within ourselves, as we individually level up and collectively level up, those healing aspects of ourselves ripple through time, forward and backwards. And something that might be inconsequential to you might have a bigger impact behind you and therefore change your experience. Just for example, and talk about getting off into the weeds, but Monopoly and Monocle Man. And we've all been like, what happened to the monocle and Monocle Man? And those of us who are baby boomers, we remember Monocle Man because many of us wanted to have a monocle and got one in our stocking stuffers at Christmas. So, and I go with that on my thinking man. You'll have to look at that too. But these little things that when we heal ourselves individually, it ripples out forward and backwards. And as we heal ourselves, and because we're so connected, now this is going to go down the rabbit hole. This is why we're calling it WooVille. We are all connected. So if you think back, if you are on ancestry.com, you have your mom and your dad, and then you got 4 grandparents, you got 8 great-grandparents, and then you've got 16 great-great-grandparents, and on it goes. So you think about all that information from all those people got encoded in your own DNA package. And what did they say about the DNA can hold more information than the supercomputers hold today? You got to think about that. As you heal, Dr. Bradley Nelson talks about this. If you have an inherited trapped emotional energy, if you have that, and it's back 8 generations, when that gets cleared out of you, if you have children, it will clear out of them. Grandchildren, it'll clear out of them. But it also clears out to everyone behind, everyone that those people touched 8 generations ago. Now, maybe the guy that's putting the monocle on the Monocle Man probably got that idea from some guy that maybe had a monocle at one time. Very Prussian thing to do. And maybe the guy that he's interpreting that in his mind never had the monocle because at some point we healed it. So when you heal yourself, it is actually more than just healing you. You are sending ripple effects through time and space. Now, let's get into the deep weeds that nobody wants to talk about, the taboo politics. No matter where you fall, let's all stop kerfuffling over it and know that we can create the reality we desire. We all want the same thing. We all want our freedoms. We all want prosperity. We just have maybe a different perspective on how to get there. So instead of focusing on the person that you feel is going to provide that to you, stop reaching out to the person you think is going to provide it to you, and you ignite the superhuman within you. You provide that prosperity and peacefulness within yourself. And then everything else will fall away. It won't matter because you've got the thing that you desire for yourself, the peace, the prosperity, the life you desire. So what I'm trying to say is that what he's saying is that time is malleable. We affect ourselves throughout time. And we can also affect ourselves in other incarnations. We can actually have dialogues with ourselves from prior incarnations and future ones. Again, WooVille is so fascinating, and we are going to go talk on all those subjects in future videos. And so I encourage you to please like and subscribe to this video, and we can talk about all things woo that affect our health and well-being, and how I'm going to help you free of charge in your own home start igniting the superhuman in you. So, are you ready to go to WooVille? Let's get started. Take care for now and watch for future videos. Bye for now.